Bungie launched a massive lawsuit against the biggest cheat company that ever existed in Destiny 2. And this has resulted in a wild update that is going to shock you. Bungie's 2-year lawsuit against Destiny 2 Ring 1 cheats heats up with newly named defendants, allegations against marketplace platform, and a $12 million Bitcoin stash. Buckle up, it's about to get spicy in here. Bungie's lawsuit against the Ring 1 cheat seller got a big update, with new names, payment platform claims, and a 104 Bitcoin cache, plus new details on how the cheat ring allegedly runs. If you've played Destiny 2 for any stretch of time, you've probably run into cheaters, aimbots, god mode, damage exploits, and players flying around the map, spamming rocket launchers. Sounds like your typical day inside Trials of Osiris? Bungie has spent years trying to keep that stuff out, including rolling out BattleEye in September 2021, which has seemingly done absolutely nothing for the cheating epidemic in Destiny 2, as well as banning a ton of cheaters in the Day 1 Desert Perpetual raid race, which was a good move. Credit to Bungie for actually acting on that one. That push extended beyond the game. Over the last couple of years, Bungie has taken major Destiny 2 cheat sellers to court, which in my opinion is a much more aggressive approach and absolutely necessary given how much these cheats are diminishing the quality of life for Destiny 2 players. In August 2023, it filed a lawsuit targeting the Ring 1 cheat seller, which, if you don't know, these are like the biggest cheat company out there. Like, they were number one by far, accusing a coordinated network of developers, resellers, and support staff of distributing cheats that undermine the experience for everyone else. The complaint even opened up with a warning: the days of Destiny 2 cheaters being free to engage in a wholesale assault on the Destiny 2 game and its community without fear of consequences are over. Damn, honestly, that line hits kind of hard. This lawsuit has more powerful dialogue and narrative than Lightfall. Fast forward this week, on August 4th, 2025, and there's a big update. Bungie has moved to file a second amended complaint, seen by the Game Post, in the case, bringing the timeline past the 2-year mark from the original filing on August 1st, 2023, which is wild to think about how long these lawsuits go on for. 2 years, that is a lot of legal fees. In fact, over the course of 2 years alone, Bungie could have spent well over $1 million here in just legal fees, depending upon how expensive their lawyer or legal team is. This new complaint adds real names where there were aliases before. Oh, we're calling them out now. Expands on how the business allegedly runs, and notably claims the enterprise is still sitting on a large cryptocurrency reserve. Oh, this is about to get so juicy. Let's jump into this. Bungie unmasks new defendants in Destiny 2 Ring 1 lawsuit. The second amended complaint's headline change is the unmasking of more people and entities Bungie says are part of the Ring 1 pipeline. These names include Robert S. Harity, known online as Palace/Modding Palace/Rob, David Boner Marpeng, known as Vincent Price, Sabine Remen Sumro, known online as Eswan, and Taylor Netter, known as 5-Star. Calling them out by name. This is an aggressive approach. Bungie also adds Shopee E-Commerce Limited, better known as Shopee.gg, as a platform that allegedly facilitated these sales, and identifies Finn Alexander Grimp, also known as FinDev, as the person behind the platform. The quote says, "After 3 rounds of third-party discovery, in concert with Bungie's persistent and ongoing investigation, Bungie has unmasked 17 people." Wow, 3 rounds of discovery is pretty wild to me. They are digging deep to find out exactly who is running this cheat website, and they are literally hunting them down. The 17 people, including several parties with whom Bungie is discussing potential settlement. The complaint reads, additionally, Bungie has identified 19 pseudo-anonymous individuals within the enterprise. The Ring 1 defendants. Here we go. The complaint alleges that Ring 1 wasn't just a handful of coders. It's an enterprise that consists of dozens of individuals and entities who coordinate their efforts in furtherance of the common purpose of developing, marketing, distributing, and supporting the Ring 1 cheat. It clearly is some type of underground black market scheme that they're working with this, right? And those members fall into 4 buckets: developer defendants, operator defendants, reseller defendants, and facilitator defendants. Now, I wonder if there's a more severe or lesser degree of punishment based on which category you fall in, and who is going to be punished the most. At the core, the developer defendants write the software which is packaged, promoted, and sold as the Ring 1 cheat, and critically are alleged to collect and distribute the revenue realized from sales of the Ring 1 cheat, which are transacted in cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin. So they chose to go through like Bitcoin, I imagine, because it's meant to be untraceable. And I mean, I guess technically Bitcoin is traceable through the blockchain, but I imagine it's probably easier to disguise and to hide where this money's going simply because Bitcoin isn't like a taxed form of income. I'm by no means a cryptocurrency expert here, so feel free to enlighten me in the comment section below. But I'm just imagining that's part of the incentive to using Bitcoin is to create probably a higher degree of anonymity here. So that way, when Bungie and lawyers come knocking on your door, you can raise your hands and be like, what? Ring 1? What's that? Never heard of her. The complaint identifies a leader, developer defendant John Doe number 31, the kingpin of the Ring 1 enterprise. Ooh, he gets the title of the kingpin. This is John Ring himself. We need to know who this is. This guy manages the revenue received via cryptocurrency sales of the Ring 1 cheat through the use of a technology known as Bitcoin Lightning. I have no clue what Bitcoin Lightning is, so I'm going to look this up. It is a scaling solution for faster and cheaper transactions. Okay, so they're basically just streamlining it, so it's like tap to pay with your Bitcoin. It's like, just tap your card and boom, bada bing, bada boom, Ring 1 cheats on your Destiny 2 account. Bungie explains Lightning as the way small subscription purchases get batched off-chain before being cashed out to a receiving wallet. From there, Doe31 allegedly takes anywhere from 1/3 to 2/3 of the revenue to his own custodial wallet at a cryptocurrency exchange, converting the funds to euros and withdrawing them to a standard bank account. Oh, this is a money laundering scheme that we need to take notes on apparently here. I didn't realize we had Saul Goodman out here helping us distribute cheats to Destiny 2 players, but the rabbit hole for this clearly gets very deep, and we're not even halfway there yet, with the remaining funds routed to distribution wallets for other developers. The filing says transactions are frequently structured in many small transactions and split among multiple custodial wallets to obscure the nature, source, and control of the funds, and claims Doe31 maintains control of both receiving and distribution wallets. John Doe number 31 maintains actual or constructive control not only of all the receiving wallets used by the enterprise, but of all the distribution wallets as well. Jesus, this guy is powerful. He's got all the control of, he has the control of all the wallets and all the flow of cash here, or Bitcoin, I should say. Operator defendants, meanwhile, are described as people who make Ring 1 run like a product business. They market, sell, provide pre- and post-sale support across forums, Telegram, and importantly, manage payments and a reseller network. So these are basically your stormtroopers, right? You got boots on the ground, they're doing the heavy lifting, and when the whole operation goes belly up, we use them as the scapegoats. The complaint points to a payment layer called Paydash, run by operator defendant Joshua Fisher, which acts as a shim between legitimate payment services such as Stripe and Apple Pay and the murky world of game cheats, with buyers even prompted to acknowledge they're not actually purchasing from Ring 1, but rather from Paydash itself. Bungie alleges Ring 1 uses Paydash to keep access to mainstream processors from cancellation due to the illegal nature of the Ring 1 Enterprise's business. Damn, so they actually can't operate as, Ring 1 LLC, trying to functionally sell cheats to people. So it has to be like layered so deep just to get these cash payments collected from these cheaters and distributed in a way that doesn't get them flagged by Stripe and Apple Pay. Seems like a pretty hefty operation. The reseller defendants, the most numerous, are the ones who are usually compensated very poorly for their high levels of legal risk and exposure. That's what I'm saying. They're the scapegoats. They're the stormtroopers. They're the smooth brains that are willing to take all of the risks, do all of the heavy lifting, for a fraction of the profits, often recruited from the customer base. Bungie alleges some resellers use fraudulent cards for expenses, and some go to unusual lengths to hide. In one memorable case, the filing says a participant faked their own death. Really? You faked your own death? After learning about the lawsuit? So you thought your way of getting out of this was to pretend you're dead? They can't sue a dead guy, right? Bro literally pretended he was dead and then showed up to work the next day. Well, hello there, mate. Ring one? What's that? I don't know what that is. I've never even heard of a video game. The network Bungie claims stretches across at least 5 continents and more than 60 different countries. Dude, this is crazy. The amount of litigation that's going to be necessary to bring all of these different criminals to justice, this is going to be wild. Thankfully, Bungie has that Sony money now and can actually afford this, because this lawsuit alone is basically going to cost us a DLC. We have a screenshot here which says PayPal. To those of you who don't know by now, mostly everyone, unfortunately this morning it has come to my knowledge that our good and longtime friend Invitus has sadly passed away in a car accident. Oh, how convenient. The exact same day that the lawsuit was announced. Oh, you just got in his car and, he's just gone. What exactly happened in the car accident? We don't ask. He's just gone. There's not much that we know about it now, but apparently it was a car accident involving a drunk driver yesterday night. And he's completely gone, and don't question it. And in regards to the lawsuit, I mean, we could probably just drop all of that. We don't need to involve his name in any of this because he's gone. Obviously, he is dead. Like, I wouldn't just make this up and type it into Discord somewhere. So definitely, Bungie, feel free to sue everyone else. Obviously, they deserve it. They were involved, but, invite us here, he's gone. Let him rest in peace. Let his family mourn, Just go ahead and leave him out of the legal stuff here, Bungie, please. Have some decency. I regret to inform you, he has passed in a head-on collision and was killed instantly. He literally just got hit by the car and he just spontaneously combusted. It's the first time it's happened in human history. He didn't need to be rushed to the hospital. Don't worry, don't look up it. No, Bungie, don't. Guys, please, don't look up any hospital records. He didn't go to the hospital. He died instantly. What about the death certificate? He couldn't afford it, so we just didn't even bother with the death certificate. Like, we just said, like, we don't need that. It was a part of his like dying wishes that he didn't want a death certificate. So we just took his body and just threw it in a ditch right next to where the car accident happened. So yeah. So, you won't find any trace of this death anywhere, but definitely he totally died. And this is totally a real story. His body has been positively identified, and only his close friends know his real name. And for the respect of keeping our beloved friend's identity a secret, we will not disclose any of his private information to the public. This is such a stupid idea to try and think this would work. This almost is like AI generated. I am taking over his Discord account in the meantime until we can find a Oh, this is literally him typing it. This is This is him typing from his account saying, "Oh yeah, see, he died, and this is me taking over his account in the meantime until we can find a reputable and trustworthy individual to run his business." Man, this is about the antics that I would expect from people who cheat in Destiny 2 and help distribute cheats. We're talking about such a low level of intelligence that they really thought something like this would work. Like, how stupid can you be? Finally, the facilitator defendants. Here, the complaint zooms in on 3 distinct roles. First, John Doe number 28, aka Benek 192, aka Ivan M. Sergeyevich, is labeled with the reseller of last resort, a private middleman buyers are sent to when the other payment routes fail. Second, Bungie alleges facilitator defendant Finn Alexander Grimp, a longtime figure in hacking circles, as founder/administrator of Shopee e-commerce limited, Shopee.gg. The complaint states Shopee is an e-commerce platform used by many sellers of cheat software and other unlawful digital goods. Oh yeah, they're shutting that one down. And notes Bungie's investigation found GitHub user FinDev as sole contributor to Shopee software before the repo was deleted. Oof. Grimp is the founder and, on information and belief, current administrator of Facilitator Defendant Shopee e-commerce limited, aka Shopee.gg. The complaint reads, there's also a more granular look at infrastructure and platforms. Shopee.gg is presented as a repeat venue for selling cheats and taking payments, with Bungie alleging that the service lacked meaningful transparency or a functioning DMCA agent, while hosting stores that offered circumvention tools. This is actually Galaxy Brain here, okay? You don't have to respect the DMCA notices if you don't hire a DMCA agent in the first place. I'm going to use that next time someone tries to copy strike a YouTube video of mine. What do I know? What do I know? I don't even have a copy strike agent. How did I know that music was copyrighted? Third, John Doe number 40, aka Maximka Nikitin, is described as a broker and provisioner of stolen user accounts, with Bungie alleging his email and details appear across dozens of Steam accounts associated with the Ring 1 Enterprise's cheat development and testing history. According to the complaint, Nikitin acquires stolen Steam accounts in bulk and distributes them to other Enterprise members for use in the essential activity of developing and testing the software. Wow, they literally have a whole operation here when you think about it from start to finish. This guy's entire job is distributing stolen Steam accounts. So that way when cheaters get banned inside Destiny 2, they can quickly cycle into a new account and get back in-game. The money detail that will raise the most eyebrows is a number tucked into the update. According to the complaint, more than 104 Bitcoin remains present within the Ring 1 Enterprise? Jeez. Which the filing says was valued at over $12 million at the time it was drafted? They got $12 million of Bitcoin locked away? Bungie's point is that not all revenue was immediately pushed out to individuals. At least some of it sat in accounts linked to the operation. Not all of the Ring 1 Enterprise revenue is immediately distributed and withdrawn. As of the drafting of this complaint, for example, more than 104 Bitcoin remains present within the Ring 1 Enterprise. At contemporaneous exchange rates, this Bitcoin alone represents more than, 10 million euros? I don't know what this is. What is this? Let me Google search this. What? Euros. Yes, I knew that. What charges Bungie is pressing? Bungie accuses the defendants of copyright infringement, violating the DMCA's anti-circumvention rules, breaking the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, breaching Bungie's limited software license agreement, and intentionally interfering with players' contracts. The company also pleads civil conspiracy and, crucially, civil RICO? Yo, they got them on racketeering. These guys are about to serve hard time for this. On top of that, Bungie is alleging civil conspiracy and bringing up a civil RICO, Racketeer Influenced and Corporate Organizations Act. That's intense. This claim arguing that Ring 1 operates as a coordinated, ongoing criminal enterprise with assigned roles, profit sharing, and deliberate steps to evade detection. I mean, this is true, right? Bungie is asking the court for permanent injunctions to stop the defendants from developing, selling, or distributing the Ring 1 cheat for any of the Bungie titles, as well as an order for the seizure and destruction of all copies of the Destiny 2 cheat software, which is a really strong ask, and obviously this would help if it did go through. But it should also be said that these cheat companies, they don't have any sort of morals, like they operate outside of the confines of normal society, right? They're willing to do anything, regardless of how illegal it might be, to continue to develop their cheat software. So I imagine even if Ring 1 does get taken down, there's still other companies that are functioning in their place. And that's why we still see to this very day a ton of cheaters in Destiny 2, even though Ring 1 is obviously being shut down. As a direct and proximate result of the defendant's actions, Bungie suffered damage in an amount to be proven at trial. Ooh, I wonder what that amount will come to. Including but not limited to a loss of goodwill among users of plaintiff's game. This is actually true. A lot of people have lost their goodwill and faith of Destiny 2 due to all of the cheating. Diversion of plaintiff's resources to attempt to detect and prevent the use of the cheating software, and decreased profits. This is actually very true, and I think that these claims are fair. The cheating epidemic in Destiny 2 has plagued this game for so many years, and Bungie does send a strong message by very aggressively pursuing legal action against Ring 1 and other cheat companies. What do you think about this? Have you encountered any cheaters in Destiny 2? Let us know in the comments below. I think this is phenomenal. I love this. I love that Bungie is pursuing this legal action. I don't know how effective it's going to be because, like I said, these cheat companies, they have no morals. They're just going to continue to cycle their new scheme into a new website called Ring 2 and Ring 3 and Ring 4 and on and on and on, trying to circumvent the whole system. Obviously, they're using as many loopholes as possible. I mean, literally faking their death. There's no limit to what extreme things they're going to go to try and bypass any sort of legal ramifications. And clearly the entire infrastructure that they've created is extremely elaborate and obviously highly lucrative, considering they have $12 million in Bitcoin sitting around. And I think it's because of that, because of how lucrative this is within Destiny 2, that we're going to continue to see cheating and new cheat companies emerge. The only way in which Bungie actually gets ahead of this is to have what we have seen just beginning to develop, which is AI anti-cheat software that can detect your movement in the game using AI systems and immediately kick you out of the game. It's not developed far enough yet to work or to be implemented into Destiny 2, but I'm sure one day, maybe a year from now, maybe 3 years from now, the AI anti-cheat will be developed enough. And at that point in time, I think we'll actually see significant resolve and a reduction to the cheating epidemic. But will Destiny 2 make it to that point, given all the cheating currently going on? Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Smash the like button for me, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later. If you enjoyed this video, then click on the screen here to watch another one from this channel. And don't forget that we're doing a monthly emblem giveaway for anyone that is subscribed with notifications on, likes, and comments on the video. We'll be scrolling through all the comments, picking random winners. So best of luck to you out there, and we appreciate you watching.